What's going on, guys? It's SPT Killerwood coming back at you again with another pickups video. It's a pretty good one today, guys. I don't really want to let you see everything, but I figured I'd go ahead and just make this video. I am in my horror room, as you can see. Here's my PS5 TV. Yeah, you know. I am in the horror room now. I'm almost done with it, but I'm not gonna let you see it just quite yet. So that'll probably be this weekend. But anyway, I got a lot of stuff that I've picked up just in the past like week and a half. Usually I do these videos at the end of the month, but I got too much stuff. So let's go ahead and start showing what some of the stuff I got. And hopefully you'll enjoy watching this. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, leave some comments. I'm trying to get this channel to grow. I'm trying to get more content out for you guys. So please feel free to do what you can to share, share the video. Anyway, so the first thing I got was a deal off Facebook. Guy had these on there for sale, and it's the Misery 4K from Kino. I've been really wanting to get this, for a long time. Just trying to find it for a good price. These things can go anywhere up to like 40 to 45. You might can still sometimes get it for like 30, but you can definitely get it cheaper without the slipcover, but he had them for sale on Facebook, so I gave him, a good fair price. I'll tell you what it was here in a minute. Next up, we have the Silence of the Lambs on 4K. Another one that I've been just trying to wait and hold out and get a good copy with the slip. I mean, these things look brand new. I'm sure he probably maybe watched them once. Didn't ask him, but just by the way they look, they were well taken care of. No problems with them. But that's the Silence of the Lambs. Just start stacking them up over here. The next one, there was a little bit of an issue with the slips. Kind of, I don't think he's gonna be able to pick it up. Anyways, yeah, there it is. You see that big crease? But it's okay. It's the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the remake. He had this one as well, so I just went ahead and threw this in. So I got all three of them for like $70, and that was shipped. So that's not bad. Basically, for what I'd have paid for like, maybe two of them on eBay, that's almost like a buy two, get one free, if you want to call it that. It's still a good movie, but, when I seen it, I was like, oh, just go ahead and throw that in with it. And what could you do for all three? He said 70, so I jumped on it. And then like immediately after I bought it, he said that he already had like 5 other people hitting him up wanting them. So thankfully I hit him first. All right, so next up is my order from Diabolic DVD. I'm sure by now you've done seen all of this, but I finally got my copy of it. And that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K. I love that, man. Look at that. Just in the eyeball, Leatherface coming at you. She's got the tear coming out. Sally, you better run. Run, run, run. This is awesome. Now, some people were saying that this copy looks a little gritty. It doesn't look as good, but I think that was really intended. I think it's more of the natural way that the movie's supposed to look. So I think that's going to give it that more better feel of watching it. So yeah. So now I have this one on 4K, part 2 on 4K. Have all the rest of them. Just so glad to get this. I mean, I was torn between this one or the Second Sight, and I don't really use my Region B Blu-ray player anymore. It kind of messed up on me, made some lines really bad in my TV. So I was like, I'm not going to use it no more. These TVs I got cost too much money. And so, when Dark Sky announced this copy of it, I was like, I'll just go ahead and get this one. I'm not too big on special features. I'll still watch them sometimes, but I'm not like a special features nerd. I'm mainly buy the movies for the movie. But there is, though, one on here that I am interested in. There's a very brand new one right here, the new featurette length documentary, The Legacy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, with me being a huge fan of the Chainsaw series, I'll probably watch all of these just to see where everything's on it, because I haven't caught up with all the other special features. So, but yeah, I'm just finally glad to have it. I love the slipcover. I couldn't decide if I wanted this one or the Steelbook, but I do love slipcovers. I'm just intrigued with slipcovers. The next up on from Diabolic was The Sadness. Haven't seen this one yet. I've heard it's really, really pretty brutal, but in a good way. Very good. Um, I think it's been kind of like compared to maybe like Train to Busan, possibly. Just very brutal. But you know, that's what I like in a horror movie. I like brutality. I like seeing all the good stuff. To me, that's just what makes a horror movie. I mean, it's got to have, you know, a decent story, very brutal, graphic gore. Sometimes just a lot of blood too, you know, but yeah, and then throw some nudity in it and call it a day. That makes my horror list complete. But yeah, that was the Sadness. All right, so next up, I'm going to show you. I guess we can do some eBay stuff. Yep, I want you to see all of it. All right, so next up, I was finally able to get me a copy of The Lighthouse. Been wanting this one for a while as well. I put so much stuff on my eBay watch list that I done maxed it out to where I can't put anything else on it. So if you're wondering out there, that's 400 items. And as I buy stuff, yes, I take it down. As stuff sells or gets bought, I take it down off my watch list. So I have 400 items on my watch list. But yeah, so The Sadness, got this one, I think for like 12. I think the guy had it for like 20 with the best offer, and I just threw $12 out there and he took it. You know, you got William Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, and a black. You know, I'm glad they made this in black and white because I think that just adds to the element of the movie. I haven't watched it yet, but just from what I've heard, it just makes it seem more realistic with the black and white feel to it. So definitely can't wait to dive into this. The Lighthouse. And it only came out a couple years ago. I think it was like, what, 2018 or something like that when it came out. 2019. So yeah. So it hadn't been out for too long. Today, I just picked up or received my copy of Return of the Living Dead 3. Brand new copy. So this, I got this for $30. Or was it 27? Either way. I think it was, it don't matter. Anyway, when you see, if you're trying to find this, if you see these pop up listed, you know, with the slip covers and everything's look good, you better go ahead and get it, because trying to wait around for a copy to be like $20 or less, or you know, maybe even less than 25, it's probably not going to happen. I'm thinking more on the range of $28 to $35 range. So I got tired of waiting. Finally just seen this one listed, and pretty much as soon as it got listed, I got it because I didn't want to get somebody else a chance to say, hey, let me get that. Because these go by pretty quickly on eBay if you're trying to find this. Now I've got to get the second one, which I don't really want to pay what it's costing right now because I got a feeling that if I buy the second one, then they're going to announce a 4K for it. So I don't want to spend like $50 for the second one if a 4K comes out. So I'm trying to hold off just a tad bit longer, but I might just have to bite the bullet and just go ahead and buy it. Because, I mean, it could be another year or two before a 4K comes out, and I definitely want it before then. So, but yeah, that's The Return of the Living Dead Part 3. That's spine number 4 on the Vestron video. So now I'm starting to kind of tick some more of these off. And then to follow that, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. And I showed in one of my other videos the first Chud. I talked how good about it was, how good it was. This one I heard wasn't as good. I've never seen this one. There again, this one is sealed. You know, I don't know. I think it might still be all right, unless it's just completely terrible. But yeah, just if you want to read some of that, there you can pause it and read it. You know, a lot of sequels sometimes aren't as good as the original, but then sometimes the sequels are better than the original. Just depends on the movie. But there, anyway, I got this, and that's all that matters. This one is number 5, so I got 4 and 5. So just add more and more to my Vestron off the list that I need. I'm gonna try to get all of those. There's still a couple of them that are, I don't want to say pricey, but they're up there a little bit in price. Um, you know, if you want all of them, then you got to get them. And then from the same seller, I finally was able to get a copy of Dead End Drive-In from Arrow. I love this movie. I don't think this movie's talked about enough. I see a lot of people's videos, when they pick up Arrow stuff or have their Arrow collection updates or whatever. This one a lot of time is missing from their collection. I think this is a terrific movie. He's, band, I guess you would call them teenagers, but they don't look like teenagers, but, young adults. Let's just say young adults. They go to this drive-in where they get locked in, and then they just, apparently are just there for the rest of their life, One of Quentin Tarantino's favorite directors. Okay. I love it. I think it was Australian. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Australia where they made this. Yeah, Ozploitation. So yeah, Dead End Drive-In. All right, guys. So the rest of my stuff I'm going to show you is a huge order from Amazon. I just kind of went crazy. So you know what? It's time to blow my card up, and I'll just pay for it later. So I got a pretty good bit of stuff, and yeah. So I guess I'll start with my just studio releases, and then we'll go like boutique labels that I got. I think I got all of them in here. Yeah. All right. So anyway, this is a new release. It just came out like a week or so ago. Project Wolf Hunting. I guess you would classify this as horror, but it seems more like I guess it could be horror. I guess it is horror, but more like survival maybe. These prisoners are on this boat, and there's like I don't know, certain, I don't want to say specimen, but just another dude on there that's been like raised out or whatever, and he's just trying to, he breaks free and just going crazy on the boat on this big ship. But what was I saying? If you want to sit here and so I can, if you want to read that, you can read it. But yeah, it's gotten really good reviews. So when I seen it, I was like, all right, well, I'll go ahead and get it. Super Soldier Extravaganza. But yeah, definitely looks really good. And then these other titles are just some titles that I had to backfill from my collection that I haven't just, missed out on, or either just getting back in my collection. But we have Last Shift, which is a really good movie. Apparently there's either a reboot or a remake of this already in the works. And this movie just came out not too long ago. Just a few years back. So, I mean, they're redoing it, and it's going to be called, like, I don't know. It starts with the letter M. Maybe like a 6-letter word. I forget what it was called, but I seen it online. But yeah, if it's anything like this, it should be pretty good. But yeah, that's Last Shift. It's like $12, I think it was, on Amazon. I should have already had this movie, though, a long time ago. Another one that I got back in my collection is High Tension. This movie is ridiculous. It's good. I love this movie. I seen it when it very first came out, way back a long time ago. And I had it, I might have been on DVD at the time. What did I say, 2003? Yeah, 2003. Got 20 years. Oh, my Lord. It's already been 20 years since this movie came out. But this one's cool. I love the way, the way it is. And then the ending has that big plot twist and just kind of makes you, you don't see it coming. So, if you haven't seen High Tension, I would highly suggest get it. It's pretty good. And then next up is Piranha Double D. Gotta have the piranhas. This is gonna be another, one of my movies that comes, come Shark Week in the summertime. This is gonna be popped in. This is good. I mean, it's got David Hasselhoff in it. How could it not be good, right? And Gary Busey, however you say his last name. But yeah, it's Piranha movies. I like the Piranha movies, even though they are a little cheesy sometimes. I do like them though. I just got to get the other Piranha now. The I guess the remake of the first one or whatever. All right, so next up is All Hallows Eve. Um, and I figured since I had Terrifier 1 and 2, and I've never seen this, I figured I'd go ahead and get it. Not sure about getting the second one because I don't think it has anything to do with art. I think it's like something else. So I don't know if I'll get the second one. If you've seen the second one and you think it's worth having, leave some comments down below. Let me know, and I'll possibly get it. Which I'm a completist a lot of times. So if the movies have like several parts, I like to have them all, even though if some of them suck, I still get them just to have on my shelf to say that I've got them. To have them all. Uh, my OCD tells me sometimes that I don't know. You understand what I'm saying though, like just how some of these times how these movies are. But yeah, All Hallows Eve. Check that one out. Next up is The Collection. Very good movie. I tried to get the collector too on there, but apparently Amazon doesn't sell the collector anymore, or they don't have it listed. I tried and tried like different, looking up different ways and never could find it. So I wound up going ahead and getting the collection because this one is like the harder one on eBay to try to find. So I always see the collector on eBay, so I can always just go get it from there. Just trying to get me a good copy of it. But yeah, this one, they had the third one coming out, and apparently it got canceled or something. Because it was supposed to be like a trilogy, but so now, so I mean, unless they come back with it, we've only got 2 of them for now. So another one that just came out is Dario Argento's Dark Glasses, another Shudder original. Giallo. I heard this one's really good. Kind of getting back to how some of his movies used to be, because some of his later stuff just wasn't too great. But they say this one's really good. So this one was like $14. So I scooped it up. Not too bad. Dark Glasses. And then speaking of shark movies, you got to have Bait 3D. The shark in the grocery store. It's a good concept though. I think was like a hurricane comes in, and then all these great whites just come through from the hurricane and get washed in, and these people get trapped like in a grocery store or something similar to that effect, just trying to deal with these sharks. So there again, this will be another summertime watch. But yeah, I'm trying to get some of the good shark movies. I ain't gonna buy none of the really crappy ones, but I heard this one was pretty good. So, and then the last up for the studio releases is The Descent, the unrated cut. This is a good movie too. This is probably one of the better, more modern horror movies that's came out. I'm kind of surprised that maybe like Scream Factory or somebody else hasn't actually picked this up and tried to put it out with a better copy, or or a 4K copy, or like a 4K scan or something. But yeah, that's The Descent. Next up, I guess we'll do, this is like a mixed bag of boutique labels that I picked from Amazon. I was trying to figure out how I was going to do all this, but yeah. But we have from Kino, Cannibal Apocalypse. Oh, John Saxon. Can't go wrong with this one. This is a good movie. Just now, finally glad to have it. What was this? 1980. I'm telling you, man, these movies from the 80s, man. Like early 80s, 80, 81, 82, 83. Some of the best stuff. But yeah. And Kino puts out good stuff, so it should be a pretty good solid transfer. But that's Cannibal Apocalypse. Then also from Kino, picked up Nightmare Beach. John Saxon again. A motorcycle killer in South Florida on spring break killing some co-eds. I'm sorry about the glare, guys. I'm trying to do this without the glare coming in. But yeah, this one was put out earlier, I think, by 88 Films under the Italian collection. You know, because this was done by Umberto Lenzi. And I almost got it back when I was watching my Region B movies, but I held off, and then I seen that it was on here, so went ahead and scooped that up. Then next up, I have Invitation Only from Unearthed Films. Try saying that fast. Unearthed Films. That's kind of a... Dude's just getting his face all plastered right there. Look at that. That's what I like about these Unearthed Films movies. They're, you know, the movie might not be the greatest or whatever, but they definitely have some really good just gore, murder, and... But yeah, this is almost kind of like a newer, I don't want to say Hostel, but something kind of like a Hostel. Just craziness. I'm glad to finally get it. It's been selling really well. It's got pretty good reviews. So yeah, definitely if you like, you know, unearthed stuff or just great, you know, great gore, definitely pick up Invitation Only. And you can get that like at Diabolic, Grindhouse. I got it at Amazon. So next up we have Basket Case 2. I've just been meaning to pick this one up. I got the first one from Arrow and just, you know, just kept putting it off. Synapse, yeah, I forgot to mention, this is from Synapse, or Synapse, or however y'all pronounce it. I say Synapse, but some people pronounce it differently. But yeah, I've just been putting, I need more titles from them, honestly, because they're like one boutique label that I've been kind of lacking in. You know, I've got a few stuff from them, but... And they've got a lot, you know, a lot more titles that are good. I mean, I've got some good ones. Don't get me wrong. You'll see them eventually here in one of my videos, but they do have a pretty good, you know, good catalog selection. So I do need to start beefing up some more of my Synapse titles. And then we also have the Basket Case 3. These were really cheap, so I went ahead and just, you know, jumped on them. So now I've got all three of them, so I'll make that a triple feature one night or one weekend or something. And they're probably cheesy. You know, it's probably not going to be quite as good as the first one, but still, you know, it's it's Basket Case. Frank Henenlotter, so I mean, it's got to be at least halfway decent, right? All right, next up we have The Being from Code Red. This, you know, the cover just drew my attention. I don't know anything about this movie. I've had it in my car or on my, you know, my list on Amazon for a while, and they were down to like one copy left. So I was like, you know, let's just go ahead and get this. So I went ahead and jumped on it. I think this was like another 1980 movie. It's got a 2K scan from 2017. But I believe it was from 1980, if I ain't mistaken. What was I saying? 1982. Yeah. But that is that's The Being. Kind of crazy looking monster. Kind of reminds me of that thing that popped up out of that Two Stomaching Aliens, the way it kind of looks. And then last but not least, as far as just some random boutiques, Cannibal Holocaust. I know this is getting a 4K, but I don't need this in 4K. I had this once before and sold it. So I'm just trying to kind of build my Grindhouse movies back up a little bit. Grindhouse is, you know, Grindhouse releasing. You know, I'm surprised they don't actually have way more titles out than what they do. I think they're very just kind of selective with what they put out. Their last one was like Death Game. They've got a few other things I think coming, but I mean, with the name Grindhouse, and the way some of their movies are, you would just think that they would have like just endless amounts of movies they'd be putting out. But anyway, Cannibal Holocaust, with the infamous scene right there. If you don't like cannibal movies or sometimes animal mutilation, I guess they call it, don't watch this. All right. Let's see. I guess I can do these other ones first. Save some of the better stuff for last. And we'll just do both these together since they kind of go together. But I got the Universal Classic Monsters 4K sets. Let's talk about that for a minute. You got Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, The Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, and The Creature from Black Lagoon on 4K, Blu-rays too. I ain't gonna lie, guys. This was like about $110 just for these two. I had a big decision to make. You can get the big 30 movie collection that's in the really big box set on Blu-ray for like around the same price as what I paid for these two. But in all honesty, these are the main ones, and that's all I really care about. I don't really care about watching like Abbott and Costello meet Dracula or whatever, whatever 4 or 5 other movies down the line they made of a, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm trying to go with it, but just some of those extra movies I just don't care too much about. And so I was like, let's just get these, have them on 4K, and look phenomenal, and call it a day. But yeah, I got, and you can't ever go wrong with having these in your collection. It's Universal. This is what horror, this is what led to horror movies to begin with. So if it wasn't for these, we wouldn't have what we have now. But for those, then I guess we can go through some Scream Factory single editions. And yeah. So we have the Devil's Candy. I've heard really good reviews about this. Just everybody that just talks about this movie just gives it really good praise, saying how good it is. So I've been wanting to get this one for a while too. I'm being very picky now on my Scream Factory stuff because, like I said, I just don't want to buy something and then shortly afterwards, oh well, 4K is coming. But this is an IFC movie, so it's still Scream Factory, but done by IFC. So I'm pretty sure that if this does come out on 4K, it'll be done by somebody else. Then next up, we have the Final Terror. This is a good one. Now, like these right here, I don't mind buying. They're like 14, 15 bucks. They're pretty cheap. You can kind of assure that these probably won't be on 4K. Maybe a few of them might, but I don't think the majority of them will, unless somebody else does it. I just don't see Scream doing every single title they have. That'd be just insane. But their collector editions, I could definitely see, but I don't think like some of these standalones, these single editions, I don't think these might ever will, or at least not from them. So it's a safer bet if you're going to buy them, than buy some of these. This is a good movie. These people go in the woods on a little camping trip, and starts happening. So I've seen this. I used to have it, the Final Terror. Wish I kept all my other stuff. I should have never sold none of it, to be honest. Because now I'm just rebuying a lot of the stuff that I already had back. The next one is The Evil. And then, see, I've already had this one. This is a pretty good haunted house movie. I liked it. It was a little bit slow sometimes at times, but, by the time you learn the truth, though, it may be too late. But it was definitely a good one, though. I liked it. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty cheap. You can get it for like less than 20 bucks. The Evil. Then next up we have Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. Bunch of rats. I ain't gonna lie, guys, I haven't seen this one either. I actually had it in my collection when it first came out, and then I just never did watch it and wound up selling it. But that's gonna change. My stuff's not going nowhere now. I'm spending way too much money now for my collection, so I'm done selling it. But yeah, we got, I think, was it Bill Paxton? Yeah, I think that's right, ain't it? No, Brad Dourif. That's who it is. Sorry, well, I don't know why I was thinking Bill Paxton. He's in something else that I picked up. So yeah, but yeah, that's Graveyard Shift. And then we have Piranha 2, The Spawning. Flying Piranha. Who would have thought? This one's really good. I like it when they're all out there at the pool and then they're just going crazy with everybody and they're trying to like open and close a little sliding door. Thought that was kind of funny. But yeah. I mean, I've got the first one on 4K, so I did actually have the first one on the Blu-ray, but I wound up selling it, and I was like, I gotta get Piranha back, so I just wound up buying the 4K of it. But yeah, that's Piranha 2, The Spawning. Next up, we have Forbidden World, Roger Corman cult classic. Now, I decided to go with these, or this one and the other two that I'm about to show you. I love the artwork. Before you leave comments saying, well, they put out a steelbook with 4K scans. Yes, I know that. But I'm not paying the stupid steelbook prices that people are asking for them. If I would have got them when they first came out, yeah, but not now. I'm not much of a steelbook collector, so. But these, I mean, I've had this, and it looks fine to me. I mean, if it looked a little bit better, sure, that's cool. But I'm happy with this. I mean, it's a nice copy of it. It's a very good movie. That one, and then you had the Galaxy of Terra. I mean, that just looks like some really retro style. I mean, if you had seen this back in like the 60s or something, or 70s, a poster of this like at a movie theater, you'd have been like, we gotta go see that. I mean, it just looks that crazy looking to where even back then that would have looked scary. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at it like, oh, it's just cool art. But probably back then, when these people haven't really seen much of this kind of stuff, that might have looked terrifying to them. Galaxy of Terra. Sid Haig, he was in it, makes a little guest appearance. I think also Robert Englund's in this too, if I ain't mistaken. Or unless it was From Beyond. He's in one of these. Or not From Beyond, but Forbidden World. But yeah, this is great. And then the last one that they put out was the Humanoids from the Deep. They like fish people or whatever, and they come up to try to mate with the women. It's kind of hard to see with this glare. But yeah, I like this one too. But I just love the artwork. I just think that just looks really cool. Just that sells it for me. They're not human, but they hunt human women, not for killing, but for mating. Gotta love it. Then another one I had to get back in the collection was the Creepshow. Yeah. See, Creepshow. I want to say I keep thinking like season 1 or volume 1, but I just got the TV show in my mind. But yeah, this is great, and they made a 4K scan of this. I mean, how could you not love Creepshow? Creepshow is just fantastic. So I finally just pulled the trigger and got that back in my collection. I might as well. I've got the shows. I got Creepshow 2. So yeah, had to get that. And then on the 4K side of it, let me take a swig of tea real quick. Wait. On the 4K side, this came in today. My Slumber Party Massacre and Slumber Party Massacre 2 4K. I'm sure you've probably already seen this enough on other people's videos as well, stating that both movies are only on one 4K disc, which I guess, but I mean, come on. Why couldn't you just put the Blu-rays on one disc and then put 4Ks on a separate disc? And I opened this because I usually don't open them until I watch them, but when I picked it up and shook it, I heard the disc just sliding around inside. So all three of my discs was not even in the clasp. So all three of them were loose. They're fine, but it just looks like the little clasp that holds them together isn't very well made. They're just barely sticking on it, so that's not too good. But yeah, I'm excited to see the second one. I haven't seen that one yet. I've only watched the first one. I'm hearing that possibly part 3 is getting made by somebody else on 4K. So if that's the case, at least you'll be able to have all three of them on 4K. So that's pretty cool. And then I picked up Bubba Hotep. Bruce Campbell being Elvis, that's just something. This movie's all right. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's not the greatest Bruce Campbell movie. It's not even really horror. It's more like a comedy, but if you want to try to get all of them, I'm trying to collect all the collector edition 4Ks. I'm just trying to stay ahead of the game, not get too far behind, because they're coming out every single month, fast and strong. So if you get behind, then before you know it, you're like 10 of them behind, and these things are anywhere from 25 to 30 bucks each. You start doing the math, that's a lot of money all of a sudden. Next up, we have The Cat People. I haven't seen this. I mean, I'll watch it, but I'm not really interested in it. It might be pretty good. It's a remake, I think, from the original. Maybe it is good. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking like Cat People. I mean, in perspective, how good can it really be? But it might blow me away. Who knows? Next up, we have Carrie. Gotta love Carrie. Carrie's a good original. Was this 1974 or 76? Yeah, 76. And all sounds good. But yeah. It's got that original cover art there from, I think, the original. And I don't understand this either, why Scream not like putting reverse art on every single 4K like they did the collector editions. Some of them have it, some of them don't. I mean, are you picking and choosing which ones to have cover art for? It doesn't make sense. Like reversible, I should say. And then last up for these is The Company of Wolves. It's almost kind of like a little fairy tale of Red Riding Hood, but kind of in a horror way. Let's say 1984. My eyesight's bad, guys. Sometimes I can't see very well. Probably should be wearing my glasses, but I don't. But yeah, I've never seen this. I think it got pretty good reviews though. But see, finally, here's one right here. Here's an example. Finally, something new that Scream Factory hasn't put out recently or before. And I mean, why can't they do this with more movies? I don't get it. I mean, you have people who collect all your movies, buy all your movies, put them on the shelves, and then they're like, oh, well, it's time to start making 4Ks. Hey, here's a bright idea. Let's just throw out all the collector editions we've already done. We know people's going to buy them. They're going to spend more money on them. So sometimes that just kind of grinds my gears. It's like, if you're going to do this, I mean, some of the original, some of the other ones like Black Christmas, They Live, or Return of the Living Dead. I mean, that's a good choice. But, like Cat People, Bubba Hotep, did we really need 4Ks of those? No. You could have done without those. The Halloweens, yes, most definitely. But where's the ones we're still wanting, like The Burning, or Dolls, or some of the other really good collector editions that they've done. Where are those at? All right, so next up is the last little bit that I have, and it's from my Arrow stuff that I picked up. But we have The Vagrant. This is the one with Bill Paxton. So this used to be on Scream, Scream Factory, and but then Arrow got the rights to it, and I think it's got a poster, a booklet. It's got the slipcover. The cover art definitely looks way better than the Scream Factories. I like this better. It's got all the extras that you love if you're into that. He's not home alone. But yeah, that is The Vagrant. Yeah, The Vagrant. I mean, that's cool, man. I like that. I was just, looking at dude's eye and things. His teeth are all yellow and nasty, disgusting looking, and yeah. So that's The Vagrant. Then we have the Dunwich Horror. Yeah, it's nothing on the back here besides a bunch of specials. This one also was on Scream Factory as a double feature. I never did have that one. I can't remember. I think it was a Rue Morgue or something maybe that came with it on the double feature. That was one of the double features I never did buy because I think it was kind of a little bit more expensive, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, now it's great to have an actual single release of this with the slip. Oh, I just dropped it. That ain't good. Trying to spin it around. I hope I didn't mess my slippity slip up. It's got a 2K scan. Could have been a 4K scan, but we'll have to settle for the 2K. But yeah, that's the Dunwich Horror. Next up is the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast box set. 14 movies. I'm sure you've probably seen these sets. I mean, I ain't going to sit here and read all of them out, but if you want to see here, pause it to look at all the movies that you get. There is 14 movies. This is like the re-release. I would have loved to have the original that came in the really big cereal box with the 2 big books that came out that had all the movies in it, and then a big book. I just don't want to pay $200 or over for it. There's a few of them on eBay right now that I'm even watching, but this was, I want to say like 45 or 50. You can usually catch these on like Arrow sales or when other places that sells Arrow. The cheapest I've seen it is like 40, but I'd always just pass on it when they were 40. So now I wind up actually paying more for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad to finally have it now in the collection. But like I said, I would have loved to have the original big box set. And maybe one day down the road I'll still buy it. Who knows? Because it would look good on my shelf. All right, guys, I got one more thing, and then that'll be it. I know this video is getting kind of long, almost 45 minutes. But last thing, finally, is Volume 2 of the Shaw Brothers set. This is a mega set. It came down in price. It came out right before Christmas, late last year. I told my girl I was going to get it for Christmas, but I was like, I'll just wait because then you'll be able to get it for cheaper a little bit later. If I'd have waited a little bit further, I probably could have got it for less than I paid now. It was $100 on Amazon. So I was like, you know what, $100 ain't bad. I mean, it's worth $100 because you get 14 movies, and I mean, you just get a ton of stuff. I'm gonna try to scan through here real quick, just let you see the movies that are on here. 36 Chambers of Shaolin, excellent. You got Return plus Disciples of the 36 Chambers. The Mad Monkey Kung Fu, 5 Super Fighters, Invincible Shaolin, The Kid with the Golden Arm. You get Magnificent Ruffins, The Tigers of Guangdong. I don't know how you say that. My Young Auntie, Mercenaries from Hong Kong, The Boxer's Omen. I've heard that one was pretty good. Some of these other ones are probably going to be a hit or miss. I haven't heard of most of them, but I've heard that Boxer's Omen was pretty good. Martial Arts of Shaolin, and The Barefooted Kid. Plus, you get like some soundtracks of all of them and all that mess. Comes with a book. Comes, with a big inside book. I did just like I did my other one. I just cut the plastic just around the edge here, so I can just slide it out, and just left the plastic on the rest of it. That way, it's for one, it's because of the J card. Once you pull that plastic off, and this thing just wants to flop down, and then it comes off the back. And I try to keep the J card, so keep everything intact. So to keep it the way it is like this, I just cut the plastic on the other side. That way I can just slide it out. But yeah, guys, that is it. I mean, as you can see, there's just, stack of movies. I went a little ham on it this time. My last month's pickups were just kind of very slim pickings. It's why. This is the reason why, because I spent a good bit of money on all of this that I got to pay back now. So don't go in debt. It'll kill you. That's my word advice for today. Stay out of debt. But yeah, guys, like I said, I am in my horror room. Everything's back behind me and off to the side of me, so try not to show anything right now. I mean, obviously you see my PS5, but I don't even want to show my TV because see what's back behind it from the reflection. But I will have some more videos probably this weekend of the horror room. I think it looks good. I mean, obviously it's not as good as some, but there's always going to be better, bigger and better out there. So I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody else, but I think it looks good for what I like, for what I've spent and what I collect. And you'll see, I've narrowed it down to pretty much, anyway, we can talk about that on another video. I don't want to bore you to death with it right now. So anyway, guys, this is all I have today. I should still be able to do another end of the month video. I'll have more stuff coming. But I just wanted to go ahead and show you some of this now, because that way, if I just waited till the end of the month, I would have had even more, which would even took even longer. So I just decided to go ahead and do it now. But that's all I have today, guys. Please, hit that follow button, the like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm trying to grow the channel. So if you can, please, that'd be much appreciated. And like always, guys, until next time, I am SPT Killerwood, and I'm out.